Wassail. So I'm going to do a full moon reading for this moon that's happening currently. I'm just going to move that since it's not in camera. So this full moon, it was a Pisces new moon, and it's becoming a Virgo full moon in half an hour. And full moons are always about ending things. I've never done this before, and I'm not sure how to get live chat on, but I'm not necessarily expecting anyone to be watching. So let's just step in. So this full moon is a super moon coming up over the sea shortly, and because it's a Virgo moon, to do with harvesting, which makes this moon behave slightly differently to most other full moons. Full moons are about endings, being grateful to the moon about things you wish to let go of. But this is a moon about harvesting, and in particular, it's about harvesting any manifestations that you may have set back on the new moon last year. I would say in September, but it was actually on the 30th of August, UK time, and it was a black supermoon. And the reason I know this is because I keep a moon diary, and I put my intentions, my wishes, the things I want to release in the diary. And with each wish, you then draw an image as well. So it's a great way of referencing what I might be expecting now that we're 6 months on from the moon. So I'm going to begin with the bell, which I always do. So if you don't like the sound of the bell, then cover your ears. Hello there, Hanamori, Adam. Maybe you're my only viewer, so I can do a reading for you. I'm not sure I'm going to type, it's a bit far away. But you type and I'll answer. There's a wonderful softness to the energies. So, wow, 5 watching. Oh yeah, look, 5 watching. I don't know who they are because it doesn't tell me. So unless they say something. Hello, 5 people. Let's dive into the cards and see who might like to speak to us. We're going to start with the Kyle Gray and see whether there's any ascended masters that might like to come through and say things. I'm looking forward to this moon too, Bertsy. It's exciting. Hello, Bert. This is exciting. I'm excited. I'm getting a bit of a... Usually I sit here all on my own, and I'm a bit concerned that as it gets darker outside, you might not see the cards, but I've put all the lights on and fired them down so that we can see. So let's give them a little shuffle and see who might like to come forwards and what message they might have. Who do we have? Faith. Faith, humanity and benevolence. Stay calm, people. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. So here is faith. So let's see what Faith would like to tell us. We're going to use the Double Anna Stark deck. I'm glad the lighting's good. I am excited. So this is my first live. I'm doing a Virgo Virgin live. So Faith. In your blue, communication. Look, today, Mercury has gone stationary direct along with this full moon. Now, for the next 47 days, every planet is going to be moving forwards, which means life will feel like it's speeding up quite a bit. She's in blue, blue of the throat chakra. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some singing as well. So I'm going to go to an A first of all. A is the third eye, the moon, so that we can all receive some good healing sounds, okay? So that's the A of the moon. And now, because she's in blue, I'm feeling like we need to put in the note of the throat, which is G sharp. So here's a G sharp to help us all as we move forwards and communicate. Because at the moment, there's so much swirling around. It's like someone fired a great big gun and pulled out all of our emotions of self-loathing and doubt. And they've pulled them up and they're all spinning around in our auric fields. And we're trying to refill this hole in our sacral with some self-love. So here's the G sharp to help us to communicate those things that we need to get off our chests. So I hope you can hear these sounds because it's only a small microphone on my computer and I am trying to bring the harmonics out for you. So if someone wants to let me know that you can hear them, that would be great. So what have we got? Oh my goodness. So faith, remember, she's about humanity and benevolence. And we have two cards, source and sound. Get the source of sound in your bodies. Okay, so we're on a healing. We're doing a healing live. So, source. 44. 44 is the spirit realm. So I'm thinking that maybe we're going to be getting some information through from some people's guides who will be coming to the room to join us. And frequency. So this really is about recalibrating our frequencies, changing, shedding things from our auric field so that we can move into the divine blueprint. So I'm going to just remind you all, get some water and push your intentions of healing, of returning you to your divine blueprint into the water so that you can then drink the water and heal. I've got a couple of crystals in mine and I've already set the intentions for this water. And I'm going to have a little sip. I feel better already. It won't be that quick. It takes a couple of years. You've got to keep putting the intentions in. You've got to work on it. So we have sound and source. And I'm going to ask this lovely Alistair Crowley Toth Tarot for some clarifiers. I'm telling you, this moon really wants to send us some messages. So, what do we have? Right, we have the card, the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about moving forward. So all those dark things that I talked about coming out of the sacral, We need to find them in our auric field. So recently, when we had the occulting of Mars and Jupiter and Saturn, as the moon went by and kissed each one of them, covering them over, well, not quite covering Saturn, but covering the other two. When it passed Jupiter, it transformed the Jupiter energy into Juno energy. And Juno energy means that now our energy wings, the thyroid and thymus area, is coming in at the back of our bodies, passing down the body and coming up and rotating round. Now, this means for the first time in a long while, we've got both divine masculine and divine feminine energy in these spaces. And this means that as all your other chakra energies pass through them, they can be cleansed. And that's why this self-loathing, this self-doubt has been brought out of us. So I'm just sneaking a look at what you're all saying. It's very, very sweet of you to get involved. I'm getting overexcited. So this card is about moving forwards and processing old emotions, because back in January, also Venus went by Neptune and she defrosted some very old emotions from the age of Pisces that have been sitting inside us that we couldn't let go of. Things that belong to your ancestors, this source energy of the fourth dimension, and it brought it out so that you could start to witness the fact that these energies were given to you, poked in you in your childhood, so that you would think they were part of your life, and they're not. They need to be removed. And most of our ancestors are hanging around us at the moment, just desperate for us to find these things and release them. So be the light. It really is. I mean, when people are coming in for sound healings, it's like there's no sounds in their body. It's like everything is just floating around the auric field. The root chakra's up above the head, the sacral's above the head. Instead of the sacral being down here, with the consciousness bringing it in, it's all high up above the head. So everything's swirling around. And we're being given the Princess of Cups to go with this energy. So the Princess of Cups is about a new emotional language, rebirthing our emotions and cleansing them in a way that they haven't been able to. And there's lots of wonderful images. There's a very, I need to bring it up that way, sorry. There's a turtle emerging from a shell. It's as if the shell was the age of Pisces, and it's finally opening. And as it opens, out comes this new language of love that we can all begin to come to terms with in a much better way. So then we have Strength and Key. So we have the Strength card. It actually says Lust, because Aleister Crowley did like to overdo his idea of being the beast. But this is a card of, if you look at it, it's the divine feminine, and she's riding on the back of the raw masculine. She's controlling the raw masculine. So she's finding a way to balance things. In the story of the tarot, there's the void, and then the raw masculine comes out and he creates the whole cosmos, and that's the magician. And then he gets a bit proud of himself, and that's an emotion, and he's never felt an emotion before. And as he feels an emotion, the other end of his energy field, the divine feminine, comes pouring in like a massive tsunami with every single emotion you could ever imagine. And she almost drowns him, and she says, look at this beautiful thing you've built. And he's like, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? She says, yeah, it is, but you created it for you. It's selfishly just for you, for no one else. So piss off, she basically says, and go away until you've learned some emotions. And she says, I'm now going to descend as an empress energy, the emotional feminine, and I'm going to create all life, which she does. And then eventually he comes back as the emperor to be her consort so that they can live together. The Strength card comes along after he's become divine as the Hierophant, and when he's a hierophant, they get a little bit jiggy, like Isis and Osiris did down in the underworld, and they create more life. And this is a wonderful thing. But then he gets on his chariot and he's like, work, because he can't help it. He's got that raw masculine still hidden inside him. And that's when you get the card of strength. It's when the divine feminine gets hold of the mouth of the lion. It's usually the maiden and the beast. And she's like, if you don't stop it, I'm just going to have to kill you, because life is more important than you. And at the moment, we're in this age of Pisces that was the raw masculine, and it's becoming emotional and divine, so that divine feminine can come down and ground us. So we're being told to remember this inner strength of balance that needs to come back. And this beautiful card is, because this is Pentacles and this is card number 8. 8's are always keys, they're codes to unlock things, because they're the number of abundance. You only have to look at the Chinese horoscope to see this. But this is the Yggdrasil, this is the tree of life. When you have wands, cups, and swords, they're all inner work. This is a card of coming back out into the real world to deliver something new, something brand new. And I know it's brand new because I put an extra card in this deck, which is Aleister Crowley's sigil, and it's the cosmic gift. We're all being given a cosmic gift from this wonderful moon, because it's a harvest moon. It's a moon relating to Virgo. It's about getting your house in order before the kind of Libran energy of balance. It's about getting your house in order and harvesting gifts. So let's take my very oldest deck that I've had for over 30 years, and I'm going to ask what these gifts might be. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to look at the comments for a bit because I feel like I need to keep talking, and I just need to read some of the things you're saying. Hello, people. Hello, Danielle. Hello, Michelle. From Sri Lanka. Hello. So, oh, look, we've got a little bit of a cascade. So, yes, look, 7 of Pentacles. We have all put in the work. This is the card of waiting for the harvest, which couldn't be more perfect, because although the moon's full shortly, in about 12 minutes, no, 16 minutes, something like that. It's at 46, anyway. This is waiting for the results. So the moon will become full, and then we have a whole period of the moon giving us the endings to let go of things. But this moon, because it's a harvest moon, and this is a card of harvest, it's about giving us something new. It's like a super full moon behaving like a new moon. Also, this is the last moon of this astrological year. So we begin the next cycle with a new moon in Aries next. So this is the rewards coming. And it's about, as I said, endings. Harvesting the endings. So what I want you to think about is, think of an aspect within yourself that you think of as something you dislike about yourself. And I want you to take that thing, cut it away, pop it on a pedestal in the Uffizi Gallery or the Guggenheim or somewhere, and I want you to place it as if it's, we have an artist in the UK called Tracy Emin, and she's very famous for doing wonderful pieces that are about emotional things in her life. I want you to put your trauma on a pedestal, and then I want you to walk away, and then I want you to come back, and I want you to look at that trauma as if you've never seen it before, as if you've walked into an art gallery and you've discovered it. And I want you to walk around it, and I want you from every angle to think, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this trauma? And then by learning from the trauma, you can actually release the trauma and let the trauma go, or integrate it. And that's the best way to deal with these things, because we don't need this old age of Pisces rubbish hanging around our aura anymore. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just turning cards on the table and I'm getting overexcited. So, bam, 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 Judgment 20. This year, 2020, is double judgment. It's all about judgment coming in. And this is about being reborn. This is about the energy of being given a new chance to do things. So, Faith, she's got lovely messages for us. And what does she end with? Really beautiful cards. She's giving us the Four of Wands. This is happy home. This is celebration. This is about wonderful changes taking place, to really be at home in yourself, loving yourself. Because look, if you don't love yourself, you're criticizing source, you're criticizing the divine, you're criticizing your spirit team around you, because you're saying, I don't like what I am. Then we change it. You have to love yourself. And this is the energy that Faith is asking you to talk about. So we also have the other two cards, the Six of Batons or Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is a card of victory and success and marching forward. I love this card. This card is about being strong and independent, but this card's also telling us this is a very rare card in that it's a strong, independent, abundant feminine energy, and that's really beautiful. So lovely gifts, and what we're going to do is we're going to shift to another Ascended Master, because I know I'm going to get card greedy now. So there's a siren just gone by. So let's pop those ones back and let's start a complete second bash through the cards with some different decks, but we'll start again with the Kyle Gray. So let's have a look at what you've all got to say. It's really lovely of you all to come here. I'm really moved by the fact that you've come online. I don't know the names of all 9 of you, but yeah, I've been vomiting emotional trauma. So, hey, look who turned up. The man who we need to say has been messing with all our electronics. Mercury is here. Open communication. Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. So I'm going to give you another G sharp, the healing note of the throat. Obviously, we haven't had enough of it. So here is a G sharp for you. He's got a weird surging in the blood. It's almost like I can feel the energy of him surging through our veins. So I'm going to go back to his note. I'll bring him up while I sing, and you can look at him. Okay, so Mercury, I'm going to ask for another one to go with him. I feel like he needs a friend, because actually at the moment, the way the cosmos is laid out, there's quite a few planets that are all trying to push their energy through him, which I did show on one of my blog pages. So there's like Jupiter's coming through him. And I was just going to say there's also the sacral, and I feel like that's why she's here. Hope. So hope, we've had hope and we've had faith. We'll get charity in a minute. So love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Look, what did I just say about loving ourselves? I'm just looking at the comments. Yeah, I find it fascinating, Jacqueline. I'm going to get overexcited throughout this. And Steve. So, love and acceptance. Communicating love and acceptance. Oh, so we're going to go with the Sufi deck. So let's see what the Sufi deck has. Hello, Darga. It's so exciting. It's like there's too much information and I'm getting really overexcited though. Hello, everybody. Look, we've got to keep an eye on the moon because it's going full in 4 minutes. So, what do you have, please? Hope, love, and acceptance. What do we need to be working on? Oh, did you see that spinner? I'm going to have a look at what it is. Return to joy. We are here to experience joy. Look, here's the moon bringing the joy through a portal. And look, I've been doing a lot on different portals and gateways of the Babylonian gods and goddesses. Although it turns out actually most of them are now goddesses. They were god energies in Babylonia. I mean, the gate of Ishtar was always feminine. But so recently, the gate of Enlil, which is he's the guy that divided the air, the heavens and the earth to make space for humanity. His counterpart, his divine counterpart, not his consort, is Ninlil, and she opened a gateway to bring that kind of energy down. And there's Urash. So these gateways are opening. Oh, look, we've got a bit of a spillage. So just seeing if there's another one, but there's not. Oh, look, there's 4. Greedy, 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 greedy. Actually, this is very interesting. These have come up recently. So, self-love, determination. You have to have a determination to fit through the gateways. So that's, again, this idea. Use water to reset your divine blueprint frequency. Okay? So, determination. Put your determined thoughts into the water. Hello, Janet. Grateful for all the readings. I'm so glad to be in sync. So, divine blueprint. Let's get this water drinking in us. And you've got to be determined. You've got to do it for at least 2 years if you want to get your blueprint back to its original form. So, that's determination. Perseverance leads to fortune. And we have willpower. Improve your willpower to reduce your stress levels. So that's boundaries, okay? The energy that I'm getting from this card is boundaries. Yeah, I see a color theme. There's a lot of blue. There's a lot of communication. So boundaries, you have to start setting boundaries. So if someone comes along and they ask you to do something you don't want to do, just say, no, I don't want to do that. It's not part of my journey at the moment. It's hard because part of the thing about changing is that people that know you get a bit irritable because you're changing, they're not. They can't be asked to pull you out of a box, dust you down and work out who you are now. And so for most people, you just have to kind of just let them fall away, I'm afraid. So finding the path. Are the driver and the navigator. This is a very abstract energy, and the last time I read it, it was to do with sound frequencies again. So, oh, that's why it came. We need the sound frequency for the sacral. So, sacral is D. So, So D is in the belly. It's the womb if you have one. No, that was a D, not a G. Sorry, it was a D. D. D for Dennis. So you can sing to water. You can sing to water, but water loves a D more than anything because the frequency of the sea seems to be a D. There's another emergency going on outside. So we have silencing the mind. Let silence guide you to your inner peace. Now, this card is about the changes that we need to make within the earth grid. So the earth grid has been raw masculine throughout the whole of the age of Pisces. And this has meant that anyone that's sensitive, you don't want to connect to the earth because connecting to the earth, it's full moon. It's a full moon. Sorry. I nearly forgot the full moon. That's what we're here for. This is the light of the moon hitting the ground. So the you need to connect your energy down now because when we had the eclipse in December on the 26th, which is Hannah Mori's birthday, so on that day, we had an eclipse and it brought the energy of the earth grid to emotional masculinity. And now what's happening is we've got another eclipse coming up on Midsummer's Day, and it's going to be the most magical eclipse. Now, most eclipses take place over water and a little bit of land, but this one on the 21st, Midsummer's Day, is 80% of it is across land, and its fullness is over the Himalayas, like the highest point on the earth, flooding us with the energy of divine masculine, which means that the divine feminine is willing to come down and greet the earth energies. I'm just having a read. I know I shouldn't because it takes my thank you, Jasmine. It takes my mind off and I lose my focus, but I'm going to keep with it. So this card is about the raw feminine, the need for the Kali Ma energy. Now, raw masculine comes down and is destructive for the sake of survival, for itself, for its own selfish ends. The raw feminine, Kali Ma, she comes down to burn the ego. And that's what all this swirling energy that's taking place, this big wound that's been torn from our sacral, this wonderful sacral energy of hope, it's been pulled out and it's all spinning around so that we can burn off parts of our ego. So I'm working on a meditation at the moment, and in the meditation, I ask everybody to think about something that's in their personality that they feel defines them. And then ask yourself, why do you have it and why does it define you? And is it just something old that you're hanging on to because you're used to it? And if it is, then it's time to burn it away. At the moment, everything's floating around us and it's being pushed through these big energy wings of the Juno, Jupiter, Thyroid and Thymus energy for us to cleanse and to remove things. Sorry, the moon is like getting in my head. It's so beautiful. This is a harvest coming in, okay? So raw feminine energy, bring your raw feminine down. This also means at the moment that the Kundalini energy that was vast, like a huge DNA helix running around, taking up the whole shape of the earth and pulling too much of your cosmic consciousness in, is being softened. So it'll make it a lot easier to ground yourself. So beautiful. There's loads of crystals behind on that little tree. So maybe one day we'll do a crystal reading. So I'm going to go to the shamanic deck and ask about this returning to joy, the willpower and silencing the mind. I love this deck. It's beginning to get a little bit darker outside, and I'm excited when we finish this to go and see the moon over the sea because it's just outside my studio. I'm facing the sea now. We've got one card that's a spinner. Oh, it's a Divine 945. It's the seer. So this is the energy of, he's holding the shamanic rattle. I need some more cards to know what the journey with him is. The seer is to really understand something, almost to, okay, it's to sort of see through yourself. While there's no energy in our bodies, see through the truths that are in you. This Mercury, open communication. Oh, that's really interesting. In the musical scale, we've got D of the sacral, G sharp is the midpoint in the scale. So it's really about opening up a huge space to find a truth inside it. And that's also what the seer card is asking us to do. So let's have a look. Sorry, I keep looking at comments. I mustn't look at comments. I can look at them all later. And thank you all. Just talk to yourselves. So let's. Oh, look, there's one spun across there. There's also one inside. Oh, lovely. Okay, now we're getting the message. And what's this one? So we have the seer. It's getting a bit dark. I hope you can still see the cards. And we have the rattle, which he is holding. Now, the shamanic rattle, 43, is the thing that's used to create frequency, to open portals, to create space, to stop time so that you can find your space in time. And it's talking about how there's no definitive pathway. We've all got our own pathways. And much as I can tell you this is the way forwards, it's my way forwards, and it might be that parts of it are your way forwards, but we still have to look for our own paths. We have to find our own truths. Oh, okay, thank you. So, shadow work. When you're doing your shadow work, you need to realize that you can go and you can listen to people, you can see healings, you can go and witness different modalities, but no one can hold your hand to do the shadow work. You have to do it yourself, and that's why many paths are here. There's many paths, and people are out there to try and help us all to shed the frequencies that we no longer need to carry, that belong to the past, but you have to do the work. And then we have the card of the sun. Now, in this deck, this sun card's really interesting. I feel like the light's a bit poor. I'll hold it like this. So the sun is behind, and this figure, us, it's almost like we're standing in front of our own divine energy because we haven't shed the frequencies. But what this card is telling me is that this journey forwards to this solar eclipse on the 21st of June is going to bring such gifts, such a return to joy, a return to original frequency. This is what this card is talking about. I think it's just these cards are quite dark when they shine, when I'm showing them. So I'm going to ask for some tarot messages to go with these, and I'm going to go back to my original deck again because I don't get this deck out very often because it's like cotton wool. It's been shuffled for 3 decades. So what are the messages, please, from the sacral hope and the throat of Mercury? Oh, exciting. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. So we have the card of the 9 of wands. This is the card of the spiritual warrior. This is the person who, regardless of what happens, gets back up and pushes forwards. Never giving up. Never, ever give up. Whatever comes to you, it's what strengthens you and brings you into the next energy frequency, the next way forwards. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is like this many paths card. So the Seven of Cups is to have choices, but this is actually saying dreams. So setting intentions on this moon, as I said earlier, a lot of you will have missed it. Ooh, there goes my bell again. It's good to keep a moon diary of things that you wish to let go of or manifest. And you do it on a new moon and on a full moon. Full moons are endings, new moons are new beginnings. But this full moon being a Virgo moon, I said earlier, is a harvesting moon. So the energies that you thought about back a year, 6 months ago, on the 30th of August with the black moon that was in the new moon in Virgo, this is a great way to keep an eye on what you were looking for and what's coming towards you. So you need to start setting intentions. So going to sleep at night and asking your guides to take you to places of trauma. And a lot of this trauma doesn't belong to you, it belongs to ancestors. Unfinished pre-incarnation contracts that when you were created, when the sperm and the egg met and you were just one cell, and your consciousness came down to join it, which makes the three energies, there was an original frequency. But as you grew, the energies of past traumas of your parents' lineages begins to build up, and then it gets poked in your life. So ask your ancestors, show me the dream, show me the thing that you didn't get finished. I'm not cross with you or anything. I understand that you couldn't finish this, because quite often they lived in a time where the solution wasn't lawfully doable, particularly for a lot of things to do with women who were given no chance of a voice ever. Oh, look, communication, this is what it's to do with. It's about voicing these old traumas that have come out of the sacral. See, it's all beginning to make sense slowly. So ask for the dreams, see the dream, and then realize how that dream has been translated into your life, often in childhood, because, you know, we like to let children bully, because if we allow bullying to take place, then when we're adults, it's easy for governments and media to bully us, and we live in our fear pods. So you ask for the dream, you see the dream, and you work out how it related and became manifested in your life so that you can shed it. Because at the moment, they're floating around in our auric field. They're just waiting to be fished out by your spirit team. So see the dream and then forgive the ancestor, forgive the perpetrator, and forgive the time for the fact that that residual energy stayed trapped. And when you release it, it will vanish, not just from you, but from your ancestors, siblings, your descendants, if you've had children. It's a wonderful way of gifting release to more than just you. And then we have, this is quite fierce. We have the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords. She really is the fiercest queen in the deck. She's often depicted chopping people's heads off. So, yeah, I stopped watching the news because of the fear-mongering. And do you know what? It makes you feel so much better, people. Ignore the news. It's just lies. So, the Page of Swords is the fact that there are messages waiting for you that need cutting away. This, though, is the energy of severely cutting away. She is taking no prisoners. And swords are thoughts. They're internal brain patterns that we keep repeating, and we have to identify them. And listen, we all think we shed them, and then you're doing the washing up and you suddenly find yourself down that rabbit hole again and you don't know how you got there. It's because it's a super highway in your mind. So you need to start identifying them and releasing them, and really be quite severe, because this is 21. This is the end of a massive karmic cycle. And it's interesting, I talked earlier about 2020 judgment. Next year is judgment with 21, completion. This is not just a completion, it's the world card. It's not just a completion of crap that we need to release. It's a completion of a massive global energy. You know, everything is going to change. So that comes along with a brand new beginning in the world. The Ace of Pentacles is a cosmic gift with a gateway. That's so beautiful. I don't know which gateway this is. There's another gateway opening on the 4th of the 4th. There's pages of the stuff from me about the different gateways. There's one on the 4th of the 4th. May the 4th be with you, that one. Then there's one on the 5th of the 5th, 2020, the 6th of the 6th, 2020, and then it's this big eclipse. So there's a lot of shedding of shit to do as we move forward, but they want us to do it. We're being offered such beautiful new opportunities. Okay, so that's that one, and the moon is still. I can almost hear the moon banging on my head. It's probably over there if I go and have a look. But let's do another area and see what we get. Because I've only been, mouthing off now for 45 minutes, and I'm sure there's more in me. So it's so nice to have you all here. Hello, everybody. And I have no moderator, so just say what you want to people. So let's go to, we're going to go to another Ascended Master. Hello, Joanna. And then I'm going to use the wonderful Kim Cran's animal decks, because I'm hoping that they'll send someone here that will want the animal energies. And so I've got some Lenormand cards as well. So settle in, get yourself some popcorn, make a cup of tea. Would someone make me a cup of tea? I've got my water. Hello, it's divine. Lovely. Actually, I'm gonna Palo Santo that energy away. So, sorry, I went a bit quiet there. I'm reading comments. It's so nice having comments. I've never seen so many comments. Hello, the Oracle. Hello, GT. Hello, GT. Oh, good reminder for water. Do the water. So that's a bit of Palo Santo. If you don't know Palo Santo, it's like a smudge stick, but it's a wood from South America. And oh my God, it smells so good. Anyway, so I'm halfway through a rifling. Let's see. Ascended Masters, who would like to come in for the third reading? Oh! Cascade. I'm just saying because it's Saint-Germain, and Saint-Germain is a totally fascinating character. Oh, we're all going to get a bit dirty. We've got life force. This is get your sex on, this card. It's Canonos. It's the Celtic life force. It makes sense. We're re-earthing with our raw feminine, and You know, if the raw feminine can get into the earth, the divine feminine will descend past the sacral, because usually that's where the divine feminine sits. She's going to go into the earth, into the crystalline grid, and create this upload. And then we've got Katumi, cloak of wisdom. I'm sorry. It's almost like he's going to put you in a cloak so that no one can see the dirty things you're up to. No, sorry. We are on a serious reading. So hello, I am Satan. There's many paths. Please remember that. I don't have a moderator and I'm not going to jump in, but remember there are many paths. So Saint-Germain. Saint-Germain is karma releasing. Really interesting character. He turned up shortly after the French Revolution, I think, the first time. And he was a very wealthy count, and everyone knew him and no one knew where he came from. He's a bit like the Count of Monte Cristo. And then, like 50 years later, he turned up again. He hadn't aged at all. And he hadn't aged because he was drinking blue water to bring his divine blueprint back online. So he was aging backwards. So he's karma releasing, move beyond drama, create your own path, and make room for good energy. And then we have Kanonos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increasing. You do need some of this water. There's a video on it. You just put a few crystals in. You don't have to, Oracle. And then from your heart, put the energy into the water of all the things you want. Say to the water, I love you for sustaining me. Water is like the Akashic records. And allow that water then to be drunk and enjoy the pleasure of it. And I do that every day. I do it to the bottle and then I can pour it into a glass and drink it. And then we have Katumi, the cloak of wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. I should just stop now then, because it's like you already know the answer. Right, let's go with the animal deck. So we're releasing karma to bring back our life force, to bring back our place in the earth. You know, for empaths, it's been difficult to ground. Also for empaths, it's a fear of grounding, because had you grounded when it was raw masculine energy, you'd have just got quite cross. Hello, Brandy. Thank you so much. Sorry, I must concentrate on the cards. So, here we go. Okay, so yes, fish has just slipped into my hand. Fish is about how we've been floating in the wrong direction. Oh, okay, hang on a minute. I'm being asked to bring in some sound energies again. So, Kanonos is asking for the F of the lower heart chakra. The lower heart chakra is the natural world. So, hello, Amanda. So the F has, for all of last year during sound healings, there's been quite a small energy just resting in the past, almost squashed out by all the other energies. And since the gate of Urash opened on the 3rd of the 3rd, or you'll have to check, I get in a muddle as to which one's which. There's Ishtar, Urash, and Zababa. So anyway, the Urash one is the lower heart chakra. And since then, people are coming in for sound healings. The size of the F lower heart energy at the moment is massive, huge. And this is because we have to sit up and pay attention to the world, to the natural world. We're not being fair to the natural world. So fish is just reminding us that we're swimming the wrong way. We've been all moving in the wrong direction. It really needs to change. So we then have Saint-Germain, and he would want an E flat, which is a really hard note to sing in here. Livers, kidneys and spleen, Neptune energy. Give me a moment to see if I can hold it for you. My goodness, it's huge. It's massively cleansing, Find the things floating around in your aura that you need to let go of. This karma release, we're all being given a chance to release karma, okay? So beaver, water energy, and this fish is water energy. Beaver is the structural engineer of the natural world. Where things are blocked, the beaver will just go and break down and allow the flow of emotions out. So beaver is squirreling away at all hours to create change, to unblock all those traumas that need to be released from us, okay? Yeah, it is. The E flat is just a complicated note. I could have done it down an octave, but yeah, it's icy cold energy that's been melted. And at the moment, if you look at the planets, not in their houses, but where they are, if the sun is the center of the heliocentric version of the cosmos, you'll notice that there is Neptune is passing through the energy of the sun to reach the earth. So it's warming up these deep, dark emotions. And that's what Beaver's doing, is unblocking those emotions and allowing them to flow. And then we have Peacock. So Peacock is about the throat chakra because it's blue. And as I said earlier, there's lots of the planet's energies, if you look at it in the heliocentric version of the cosmos, are all wiring through Mercury. Remember, Mercury's gone stationary direct today, so now's the time to start letting out the shit that's caught in your throat. All that not willing to speak has to come forwards now. And it's almost like I'm getting the sense from this card that the energies for this moment within the full moon right now are just being held in a kind of gentle balance so that you can see through. And it's also this notion of we all have a team of spirit guides, ancestors that are around us, and they're all watching and waiting. If you can voice it, they'll heal it. So let the things out. Tell your team before you sleep. So where are we heading? Kutumi. Now, he's going to make me sing even higher. He's doing solar plexus energy. So the Neptune energy coming through behind Kutumi. This was the E flat. This is the E. So that's the E. I'm not going to sing it again. But the interesting thing is, you won't be able to hear this very well. I'll bring my keyboard up nearer to the microphone. But there are really clustering energy. So it's like the icy emotion is being forced through the sun, and we need to speak it up. We need to get it off our chest. Who had get it off your chest? Oh, that was another one earlier. No, it was Mercury. It was Mercury. So Kutumi is asking us to bask in sunshine. We've got the card of the lion. And again, we've got that sense of the energy being settled down, pulling the solar plexus, emotional masculine at the moment. The sun is firing emotional masculine energy. Bring it down and earth it into the ground, because your raw feminine needs to burn away the ego now. So there's lots of things. And then we have this wonderful earthing card, because this was fire. The lion is fire. This is she-wolf. And this is why it's raw, feminine, Kali Ma energy. Look into that wolf's eyes. That wolf will burn any ego that gets in its way. Wolf, she-wolf is, I mean, look, she's got all of the darkness and she's bringing down from the darkness, just like Kali Ma, this energy. And that was what it was. It's not anymore. It's emotional masculine and it's become golden energy. The 12 energy centers that are the 8 chakra points and then other spine, nervous system and things, they're all beginning to shift and move into 4 chakras of 3 energy notes. And they're becoming, at the moment, they're all very dissonant because it's the new energies. There's clusters of sounds from the planets. And I did a sound healing video and played them all. This is about earthing yourself down for your divinity, not upwards, but pulling your divinity down into the ground and then allowing that energy to come up from the crystalline earth grid. So let's go with the tarot that matches these cards and see where we go. I'm so glad it's resonating with you. Oh, Janet, thank you. I'm loving doing it. It's terrible. This might just go on all night until the computer runs out. So, beautiful card. So this is a little bit like fish. This 4 of Cups. This is being in the wrong direction. This is the rat is sitting on all the emotions and it doesn't know how to release them. Interestingly, though, we're now in the year of the metal rat. And metal rat is the most wonderful, benevolent energy from the Chinese horoscope that's bringing gifts, wonderful abundances. And rat's going to get off those and let this darkness rise back up. And here we have the first appearance of the moon. I'm quite surprised more moon cards haven't come out so far. But anyway, we are in a transformative energy. Look, all the things that Peacock thought were Peacock's beauty, all those illusions of the ego, and she's munched it all away so that the little chick can regrow and be reborn. And this comes with the energy of justice, balance, adjustment, yin and yang, to find a balance within ourselves. And this is a beautiful card. Notice how on this card, all of the energies are moving into a central point. And that central point will be your heart. Your heart, the heart energies at the moment are needing to transform from 2, lower heart and higher heart, the lower heart being the natural world and the higher heart being where we love others, to bring them together. So that's a green energy and a pink energy being brought together and turned into a single loving energy that is aquamarine. So where are we going with this? This sword of truth, of justice, is coming with the Father of Swords. Now, this is in balance. This is the promise. This is the spine and the nervous system connecting into the earth and through the divine feminine up to the cosmos. And then when you're in balance, you become owl, this long-eared owl, deeply spiritual creature, but to be zen with your thoughts. No more repeating of those patterns over and over. Yeah, that's all right. It's not mine. Take it away with you. That's a boundary that this card is promising as you move forward. Not getting much on the life force. I might have to ask about the life force in a minute. And then we have 9 and 3, which is today's date, the full moon. So this 9 is the rebirth of the sacral energy with the divine 9 pentacles inside it. And this card is saying we're just one pentacle away from perfection. There's one thought that isn't quite connected yet. And this 3 with the birds, the 3 of cups, look at the beautiful energies again. It's the repeat of the lion energy, the balancing of the body. This is about body. This is not about fixing just the mind. It's about earthing into the ground and fixing the body so that the spirit of your consciousness can flow throughout every molecule into the earth from the cosmos and creating this long, wonderful stretch of this Zen with swords. So I'm just going to ask about Kanonos with my Tarot of Love. So this is a pre-Raphaelite tarot, and it's a kind of, there's a real element of the divine feminine about it. The Magician card is female, not raw masculine. So this card tends to give sexual messages. So do you have any information about life force? What's this life force? I'm hearing uploads. I am hearing about uploads. There's a lot of uploading going on. It's always been downloads before, particularly with the moon, that ringing in the ears. That's the download. It's a tower moment, people. Look, being brought to the ground from our spiritual ivory towers where we go, well, can't do that. And she's spiritual. I'm God's virgin. We're here to experience pleasures. We're here to experience real experiences in the world, physical pleasures. So this is what this card is saying. Get out your ivory tower and get into the earth to fire up. Ooh, that's dirty. Yes, the body is just as important as the other energetic bodies. Yes, thank you, because without the body, none of it flows. It's got to flow through something. Otherwise, you're just in your soul pot. You came down here to get in the physical body, to get physical. So let's see what Olivia Newton-John has to say about getting physical. We've got the King of Pentacles. Look, this energy is the most, it's Zen of Earth. This is Kanonos. I mean, look, he looks a bit bored. I get that. But it's about being connected to the natural world and your body. Let's get in our body. What else have we got? Right, we've got another card that we had earlier, the 8 of Pentacles, the Yggdrasil code. We're being given upload codes. You've got to go into the earth. I am working on a meditation to help everybody to understand how to ground the raw femininity into the earth, to burn the ego away, but it's a lot of work. I have to write. I've written the meditation, but I've got to compose all the music and things to go with it. So I'm going to give you the note of the. I know I gave you an F for this before, the heart chakra, but now I'm going to give you the note of the earth, Mars energy, that fiery sense. So this is a C. the lovely, I've just noticed our little moonbeam coming down. And what kind of music? I make music, nothing for meditation. Well, look, find my email address. It's rustling around and talk to me about it. Because I'm a little bit rubbish at the moment with my Logic X Pro. So we have the Yggdrasil energy. This is the key to the earth. This is the energy that you unlock your frequency to get into the crystalline grid of the earth. Now, the crystalline grid has, because of the earth energies, been very raw, and it's been missing a particular energy frequency, which is aquamarine, which I talked about in this heart chakra combining. There's a whole group of ascended masters who vanished for a long time called the Aquafarians or the Elohim. And they're back in the earth and in the cosmos, beginning to build this energy of the aquamarine. This was the energy of the paradise ray that was used by the divine feminine when she descended as the empress that I talked about earlier to create all life. And so we're being given a chance to go into the earth grid and connect. And the best way to do it is to imagine a golden pool of earth energy and sinking yourself down as your consciousness energy coming in as silver, and that joining of your silver body in the earth, as they touch, imagine it becomes the most beautiful aquamarine color, and then drop slowly, because when you can find your body and every molecule in the aquamarine frequency, then the earth will pull you in. It will invite you. The earth loves you. The earth made your bodies. The earth made all the molecules. Your consciousness is something else that comes from the cosmos. But to pull your consciousness right down, your divine feminine needs to be led by the raw feminine into the earth, ego-free, and then you'll get these uploads. And I've been posting on the uploads. So, a new beginning with the Fool card, stepping over the edge. That's what this is. This new beginning is to go inside the earth, really inside the earth. I've been very drawn to the Ascended Masters. They're wonderful. They've got really nice messages, the Oracle. The Forgotten Masters, yeah. The Aquafarians were part of a massive energy war that took place, I don't know, millions of years ago. And anyway, the culmination of this energy war was so extreme that all of their souls were shattered into little tiny crystal fragments. And it's taken the cosmos a long time to rebuild them. And they're the architects of the universe, and they've not been around. And you know what? They're back. And to be honest, they're pretty miffed of what's been going on. But they're kind and they're gentle, and they're going to be bringing good, constructive rebirthing. It's all gentle with them, and it's lovely. But the Elohim, or the Aquafarians, they're worth trying to connect with. So, a new beginning inside the Earth grid. So, I feel like I want to get a little Lenormand deck out and see where else we're going with this Canonos and your Celtic sexual life force. Ooh, he's noisy. Oh, look at him. Look at what he's bringing. He's bringing back the heart. This energy, and this is higher heart combining with his lower heart frequency and making that lovely sort of aquamarine energy of the new heart chakra. This is beautiful. So what have we got? Oh, deep secrets. So karma releasing of Saint-Germain is also part of this that's come out because they're linked. This is the card of karma. This is about taking those thought patterns, those things that we put on a pedestal, and putting them in a coffin, burying them, and then putting not necessarily a cross, a monument, putting a monument on the memory of the things you don't need anymore, because you won't forget them. They will stay in your mind, but you don't need to carry them with you. They're too heavy. Just put them down. Move on. Okay, so that's part of it. And then we have 3 and 26. Book and ship. So book is esoteric information that the high priestess energy has, and it's like the book's going to be opened on a fresh page, because this is the age of Aquarius. We're moving forward, so there's going to be a fresh chance to learn new things about you, learn new things about others, about your energies, about your body, about each other, about the natural world. And this is ship, which is to go on the most wonderful voyage inside yourself and to find new horizons, new lands, to map out a whole new pathway forwards. And this is all beginning with this moon at the moment that's telling us to head towards, with our intentions, this solar eclipse that's coming up. So, and you have dove. I mean, dove ordinarily is a message, a new message. It's a brand new thing, as I said. But this message is also a message of peace. Oh, okay, all right. So we are, the age of Pisces was making us live in little fear pods, all separate from each other. And our souls are so vast that just behind the 3D reality, there's a tiny pinhole through which our energy comes. But what's behind it is so much more vast. And this hole is beginning to get bigger, so that we can connect with all the other souls, all of our soul tribe, and all the many twin flames in our soul tribe that we have, who are just behind, and they're in the collective hive. By keeping us in the fear pods, we can't connect so easily with the collective. And that's this new energy that's coming through. That's this message of peace and sharing that's coming. So I did a reading, or not a reading, a little chat with some cards on the seafront that was about honouring the dead. And that's also why this has come up. And they want me to just put this message out before we end this bit, to say, my brother died 30-something years ago, and he came to me in a dream to say, stop thinking of me as your brother. And then my dog recently was released, and she came back to me to say, when we die, we no longer need all the love that you've planted in us, and so we give it back to you, and we cleanse you and heal you with the love you planted, the harvestable seeds. And the message from my brother and from the dog was that we need to stop holding the memory of people as who they are. So I need to stop seeing him as my brother. I need to see him as my future mother, my future sister, my future lover, but as someone who I will know again in a future life. And all the while I keep him locked in the version of just the brother that I knew in this life, I'm stopping his energy from being more alive and more able to do wondrous magic and to envelop me in joy. So anyone that you have who has passed away that you hold dear, know that you'll see them again, and allow them to be the energy hiding behind the pinhole, so that they can bring more of their aspect through, rather than just the memory that you hold of them. So that's that one, and I'm gonna pull a few more cards to see what general message we have without any ascended masters. I'm just going to have a look. Thank you, people. So we're down at 13 views, and that's one of my favorite numbers. It's the number of full moons this year. Oh, it went to 14 then. But we're down to, it's 13 full moons this year because of the way they fall. And it's also a divine feminine number because obviously in a year like this, women are able to have 13 periods. And so that's a number that we like to curse because we don't like to give women too much power. But that's changing now. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with this animal spirit deck just towards the end here. No, you can't come out yet. That was too soon. I wasn't focused. So, thanking you. I love a bit of verbiage. I haven't seen that word for ages. I love that. Yeah, that 13 period thing, sorry to just like, gay man talking about women's menstrual cycles, but it came up in a reading I was doing with a woman and I really was like, I can't say that. And they were like, please say it. And when I mentioned it, she talked about the fact that actually she was struggling with this area and she was really grateful to get the guidance. So I'm sorry, it's not really my thing. But sometimes you've got to give the messages. Okay, so look, Panther Spirit, 44. This is that source number that we had at the beginning, the master number of the fourth dimension, and it is reclaim your power. It's a bit of a dark. Panther is the king of karma. He's karmic release, so he's going back to Saint-Germain again. This is about how your power is reclaimed when you can release the DNA traumas using your lovely water to shed them, programming your original blueprint, asking the water to return you. This is you reclaiming your power because your dead ancestors that I've just talked about, if you can see them as future parts of a soul tribe that you belong to, then you're able to shed the traumas that they left with you and reclaim your power. That, seriously, that's beautiful. I'm quite moved by that when I'm yakety-yakketing. But sometimes it's like you get a slap around the face on the cards to just go, and that's the truth of all the other verbiage that went on. And then this one is so beautiful too. Card number 1. Beginnings, ant spirit, time to collaborate. Look, ants work in colonies, and that's what I'm saying about behind that pinhole is the collective consciousness of all of your soul tribe just trying to reach through, and your energy too is behind that pinhole, and there's only that tiny little part of you that's through at the moment, but you can start to open the hole and bring more energy of you through as our consciousness grows and we connect to the collective, the hive mind of being one people and no longer letting, the 1% rule us because they're enslaving us. They've made us economic slaves. Yes, collaborate, share. Yeah. Is it Kristen? I can't see with my glasses there. It's the first time I've gone live and I'm loving it. It might become a new addiction. So I'm just going to leave those out and I'm going to ask these animal spirits to just clarify a few more messages for us. Good. I love an email. Electric eel, bring your ideas to life. I love this one. This, okay. This is Kundalini. This is your spine and nervous system, they're saying. This is when you put your energy into the earth for the first time in 26,000 years and connect it to the cosmos, connect it to the pinhole and make that connection. This is how you get your uploads from all those downloads about shedding. This is the uploads that will make your dreams. Because the thing is, I did a video recently on manifesting things. You can only manifest things through earth magic. The earth has to be part of it because you're trying to bring something in to the earth frequency. So you've got to go into the earth now. No more empaths. The earth is safe. You can put your energy in the earth. It's going to get even easier after the midsummer solar eclipse. We will become the power because we can go in the earth and we can begin to feel the strength of everything. Yeah, more blue. It's all blue. It's talky blue. Right, so let's just see what else we've got. I want to read the comments. I hope I get to read them all later. I guess there's a way that I can do that. Yes, Aquarius blue. Yes. Oh, look what's just come out. Peacock again. Now, this peacock with all its eyes is spirit again. And this is 46, which is a completion and a new beginning. This is throat chakra. This is that ability because now, as I said earlier, Mercury has gone stationary retrograde and all the planets, all of them are moving forwards. And actually, if we just say for 47 days, if we put them with the ant spirit and collaborate with the cosmic energies, there's the 47. I do love numbers. So your throat chakra has got to resonate the truth. There's no point in, oh, okay. So I'm going to just show you the base of something. So this is a faceted object. And, oh, I'm loving the little twinkles. So that's the version of you that you show your family. That's the version of you that you show your people at work. This side's the version of you that your lover sees. And then there's this hole in the middle that's waiting for you to just stop having all these little, not lies, but they're not your absolute truth, because you're plugging in to people and you're feeding them the energetic version of you think they need to see. And actually, you need to be one, just one energy, always the same side, whichever way anybody looks at you. And that is peacock energy. Stand in your truth, speak your truth. And if someone doesn't like it, just go, well, we differ on this, but this is me. It's hard though. People that have known you a long time, they don't allow you to live in your truth. So a couple more cards and then I really will stop. So we've got one down there. I want more. So, oh, I love Squirrel Spirit. He's 57. Oh, so Squirrel Spirit. Look, the choice is stay in your old patterns with the lovely little acorn that you've got, because you know what? It nourishes you, you're used to it, and it's really nice, and I've got hold of it. Or go inside the earth, connect your energy, and get really big acorns. Yeah? Acorns are a symbol of growth. Let's all grow. Let's collaborate and become the bigger power, because that's what's due. They're the energies that are coming in. This can't be stopped. The cosmos has waited 26,000 years to reach this particular frequency. Yes, exactly, is a 3, which is a pathway. Move forwards. And then we have 2. So there you've got 3, 2, 1 in a way. Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. Antelope is divinely connected to the earth and divinely connected through the antlers to the cosmos. And life will, for the next 47 days, really, really feel like it's speeding up. It will feel like it's really rushing forwards because every planet's moving direct. So, I want one more card. I'm going to go to the shamanic, even though this deck doesn't show up very well in the light, but there's one on the floor already. And I don't know whether to look at it or just wait and see whether another one comes out. Sometimes when they go on the floor, they mean something else. So if it doesn't want to say anything else, it wants only that card. Let's find out what it is. Oh, I'm waiting for this card. So this is the card of the two hearts chakras being pulled together, and the gates of Ishtar is about waiting. That you go in through the gateway and then you sit in the courtyard, which is where the Hanging Gardens of Babylon were, and you shed crap that you don't need anymore. And then when you've shed enough and you're the perfect frequency that only you can be, an animal spirit arrives. And the animal spirit will let you through the second gateway and on with your journey. And that spirit that I'm waiting for, and you will be waiting for when you do the gates of Ishtar, is the hummingbird. And, oh, do you? Of the Babylonian gardens. Fabulous. Look at my, I've got a thing on the gates of Ishtar somewhere on my website, rustlingaround.com. So, this hummingbird is almost frozen still. It's waiting to be melted. Now, Venus is part of it. Venus is above the sun with Gaia, Uranus. So the planet Uranus was called Uranus by men. And it should really be called Gaia because the planet is our consciousness. It's the divine feminine energy comes from Uranus or Uranus. But it's Gaia. Gaia, all on her own, birthed Uranus. And then she married him and she created all the gods of the pantheon. So really, that planet should be Gaia. And I keep calling it Gaia and then I whisper Uranus because we need to remember which planet I'm talking about. But so Gaia and Venus are coming down through each other to give us the energy of our consciousness and our higher heart loving. Now, Saturn is the Kononos, natural world, gates of Urash, lower world heart energy, and that's on the other side. And very soon, the Venus energy will come round, and that's when this combination will come. Some people will be clever enough to do this energy before, but I think we can leave our Virgin Virgo moon reading with this wonderful hummingbird energy. And I would just say, ask your guides to send you this lovely aquamarine heart energy in a dream. And when you see that hummingbird in a dream, you'll know you've made it into one beautiful new heart. And you'll feel bliss, really bliss. So look, thank you to everybody who stopped by for this. I really have had an absolute blast reading with you all. Obviously, at some point, I need to try and, if I do these again, get some people to be moderators to keep an eye on your dirty language or mine. Listen, thanks for thanks for coming, people. I really, really have so enjoyed that. Oh, you're all so kind, and let's do this again. Maybe we'll do it whenever there's a sensible time with a new moon or a full moon. Let's see what gives. So thank you all very much. Wassail. And I'm just going to leave you with one final note, which is the F sharp of the higher heart hummingbird. Wassail, moonbeam. Bye.